Welcome to this course about Speak to Lead. My name is Jeff Motter, and I'm a former speechwriter and a current speechwriter, but sandwiched in between there, I was a professor for 15 years, particularly a professor of rhetoric, where I focused on teaching the great speeches, teaching argumentation and persuasion and speech writing. I focused on all of the how-to parts of communication, how to do it. And this course is really me taking everything that I've learned over several decades of both experience as a professor and a practitioner and giving that to you. Nobody talks about speech writing. Nobody talks about presentations and developing ideas like this. You can't buy a book like this. You can't take a course except for this one like this, because these are things that I have learned over decades of experience. In fact, the very first speech that I wrote for somebody else, it was in 1996 for a political campaign. I have been doing this work for that long. And this course is everything I know. And in fact, like right now, I'm looking direct to camera, but in the course, I script everything. And I script everything because when I tried to do this course just by bullet points, it took me 3 times longer to communicate the information that you need to know. So it's all scripted. So it will look very, very different. It'll look sometimes like I'm reading, although I really try not to look like that. But know that all the information is packed into as small of chunks as possible. And in this course, what I do is I take you through the main 3 questions that I still use when I write a keynote. The first question is, what kind of a talk is this? And I show you how I determine what kind of a talk is it. Is it a fact, value, or policy talk? Then I move to my idea development process. I have developed this process over about 15 years of working with speakers. And in this process, you will decide what your through line is. You will think about the emotional structure of your speech, and then you'll develop an idea outline. It's just kind of the general structure and flow of your speech. And once you have that done, then we move to what I call, or what is called, speaking genres. Just like movie and literature, there are genres for speaking that have been used for millennia. But most people don't talk like that, even public speaking classes and textbooks. After we talk about speaking genres, and I kind of guide you through how you choose which genre fits best, then we move to 2 modules on speech writing. I'm giving you all of my secrets for being a great speechwriter. All the things about what you need to pay attention to, how you need to shape your sentences, like all the little details, all the things that I had to figure out along the way. And after we talk about speech writing, then we move to how do you do a quick speech review? And this speech review module, I put it as a separate module because it's something that you'll be able to use for the rest of your life when you're evaluating your own speeches and the speeches of others. And there are 3 levels of analysis that I always use. These are my secrets that I'm giving you, these 3 levels of analysis to how you evaluate your speech so you can be comfortable that it is good and ready to go. And then after that, we move to delivery. How do you perform your speech? And I focus on 3 things. The first thing is how to eliminate distractions. We talk about that. We work through each distraction. And then we talk about how to best utilize your voice and then your body. You'll never hear me say things that you've probably heard in public speaking classes or heard from people who've read a public speaking textbook. You will never hear me say, vary your vocal inflection, because that is useless information. It's not actionable. What am I supposed to do? When somebody tells me to vary your vocal inflection, what am I supposed to do? And so instead, I always say, feel your talk. You have to feel your talk. And I have many ways I go about doing that. Speaking and presentations of any kind are hard. And this course is meant to give you a lifetime of help with any presentation that you ever give. I hope to see you there.